What's up? What's up? It's already hot. It's already hot. You're so tall. Look how tall you are. Goodness. Make a wiener look short, you know? Okay, back up, back up, back up. What's this? Get it, Willa. Get it. I only see one chicken. Make that two. Should probably check on that. Speaking of chickens. Good morning, everybody. Chad, Doss Farms. It's already intense. It's already hot. It's 8:15. Hung out with Adler this morning. Didn't really get up and get around too early. Because what's the point? It's hot at 6. It's hot at 8. It's hot at 6 and 8 of the evening. It's just hot all the time right now. I did have a lightning alert at 6:05 this morning. There was a storm that went just south of us. Pretty stinking frustrating, but it is what it is. Oh, yeah, it's already hot. The willow. Little willow. Hey, I already got my swim trunks on. We're going swimming here later. Yep, Gooser! We sure are. I'm just preparing for it. Get him, Willow. Get him. Get him. She is huge. Like, I wish I could show it. Oscar weighs 20 pounds, if that tells you anything. Yeah, he's a mini wiener. He's a 20-pound mini wiener. That's ridiculous. Hi. I heard you. I ain't ready yet. Be patient. One of my goals in life was to live somewhere. Like, and this goal, you know, things change. This goal probably started happening 6-7 years ago, maybe 8 years ago when Case and I bought our first chickens. We've been doing YouTube and farming and all that about 5.5 years. But one of my main goals was to be able to see cows from every window in the house. So how convenient is it that my neighbor's got Charolais across the street? Because you look out the front, of course, you got to have, you know, you got to be able to get out of your property somewhere. You may not have cows, but yeah, I can see them out these windows, even though there's not windows on that side of the house. But I can come out here and I can see them over there. I can see them over there. And then for some silly reason, I decided to put our ornery little steer MJ over on that side, but that is cows out every window. That counts. That counts. It counts. Cows. Mmm. Mmm. Everybody up there is waiting on breakfast too. I mean, they got hay. They're waiting on snacks. So there we go. Too funny. All right, let's go check on them. Let's go check on the pigs and MJ first. It's been about an hour since I left you guys on the back porch. I made myself some eggs, drank my little drinky drink, Kinetic, code Doss Farms down below. And, oh, we placed a Walmart order because we have 3 boys, technically 4. This is what you do. You order Walmart and Sam's. And what are they barking at? You order Walmart and Sam's all the time. It's me. It's like I'm in disguise or something. Who's barking like crazy? Silly animals. Izzy pig. Izzy pig. What's he doing? Cookie wiggies. What's he doing? MJ. Come here, bub. No, leave the pigs alone. You stinker. You stinker. This is him, man. Him and his mom, same way. Just ornery little cusses. Oh, I don't think I'd stand there, brother. I'd go back. Woo! But they're eating off the ground. They're pigs. They eat the ground. Yeah, you know, it's funny. I'm gonna tattle on some of you guys here real quick. Not when I say some, let's say this video gets 40,000 views, I'm gonna tattle on like 2 of you. It's so funny. You feed your animals on the ground. I get called out. I've been called out for 5.5 years for doing that. I don't believe we've ever lost an animal. I know we haven't because I've checked with the vet. We've never lost an animal because they ate off the ground. It's not how it works. But what's so funny is I get lit up. And then you guys forget my dad fed a pig named Wilma at our previous property when we lived, like 2 properties ago, when we leased 8 acres from our neighbor. We raised Wilma in exchange for that land, and Dad fed Wilma on the ground. He fed her marshmallows, peanut butter, and all the food on the ground. Nobody said a word, but I do it, and it's, oh my gosh, I'm gonna call the cops. Call them about what? Oh man, listen, if feeding cubes on the ground killed cattle, there wouldn't be any cattle in the United States. There wouldn't be cattle in the world if feeding on the ground killed, oh my goodness. Can you tell I'm a dad who just placed a Walmart order for the 3rd time this week? I need to vent. No, actually, I'm very blessed to be able to place a Walmart order. We have everything delivered just because since we live 30 minutes from Walmart and Sam's, any direction really of any Walmart, it's a whole lot cheaper to just have them bring it to us. And a lot less hassle. And honestly, if I don't go to Walmart, everybody at Walmart is safer. That's just the leaving your cart in the middle of the aisle and not just walking away from it. I don't understand you, man. I don't. Me and Rue here, we don't get it. No, I'm very blessed to be able to place a Walmart order. The reason we've ordered so much is it's back to school, so it is what it is. We got to have them back to school supplies, you know what I'm saying? What are we doing here? What are we doing? You guys realize there's more stalls, right? I bet she's the one that's flipping it up too when she jumps off of there. Quit making it weird. You got an egg in there? You got an egg in there? Ow. Those aren't even yours. Actually, that blue one might be yours. Goodness. There's another one. It's in the floor. Let me have that. I ate 6 this morning, so if we get 3 more, that'll do it. We're still waiting on like probably 6 or 7 birds to start laying, at least. Yeah, I think that's right. Because we only get 5 different looking eggs a day. So there's got to be some that are still not laying. Woo! Had to come down here and get some mail. Wanted to show you guys something. I think I've confused at least a dozen of you. Somebody was saying, why in the world would you tear out that beautiful gate to put in a gate over there? We're not touching that gate ever. That'll be there. I'm not going to touch that gate because it's already in the ground. And I tell you what, I had a thought. What if, instead of put a loading area over there, this is already here and the gate already opens the correct way. It's on this side. What if I just had an alley built like right here and we could run some of the docile animals? I mean, I wouldn't want to run somebody who's a jumper through here because they could jump it easy. Even a loading zone, if we just had an area where they could like drive it. I don't know though, because we still want this gate. We still want to be able to get in right here though. So how do you do that? Do you put a secondary gate on the other side? I'm not sure. We're not tearing any of this out. That's all staying. And then as far as the aesthetics of how this looks right here, I truly don't know. I'm just gonna have to take my auger, put a couple holes in the ground and see what it looks like to see if I can actually put a 4-board fence right here. Now I may come to right here, like with my 4-board, I may just come to right here and go straight that way. Or this may have to be T-posts. So that's the hard part, is it totally depends on what this looks like right through here, because I can't keep tearing up my auger in the rocks. And honestly, this is a ditch. There will be 2 feet of water in here if we get an inch of rain. It happens every single time. So I'm not sure that we want a wood fence right here. We may want it to start like at least on the crest of the hill. So this may have to be barbed wire or field fence, whatever you want to call it. So we'll see, but right now we're still tackling those posts up there. I'm giving them another day to dry. Somebody asked about concrete too and why we use it. Well, if you live in an area where there's good black soil, you can actually get away without using concrete. But when you have rocks like we do and clay, which is real malleable, you have to put something in there that solidifies it like a giant, like essentially when concrete dries, it's a giant rock, right? We have to make something that gives that fence resistance to not, go back and forth in the wind. As far as animals are concerned, there is not a wood fence, even a high fence. People look at a high fence and they're like, oh my gosh, that fence is strong. No, it's really not. I mean, you can put like a high tensile fence on there, but it's just a suggestion to the animals as to like, here, please don't go across this line. That's all it is. The reason you see a lot of high fence around here is a lot of people have bison. I've known folks that keep bison behind 5-6 strands of barbed wire, which we have. So I might try that someday. I'm also not trying to get a bison though if we don't have a way to work it. Because any of my longhorns, I can squeeze between two panels, tie off their horns, and put a strap behind them so they don't try and back up. So I've got a way to work my longhorns if need be. I've also got the chute, which probably half of them could go through. Well, now Bunny could go through it for sure now because she apparently is mad at her horns and decided to break them off. But anyway, that fence is a fluid project and we'll get it done one way or the other. I love this right here. My goodness. I just love it. Let's go see the pine tree. By the way, Ray and I have decided if we can, and there's going to be a 50-50 of people who say we can and 50% say we can't. If we can, we'd like to move this when it's dormant this fall. That eastern white pine, while it's going to be beautiful, is going to block a beautiful view we have down into the meadow where we have the lick tub and the hay right now. And our friends, Mr. and Mrs. Ayers, who we bought our 20 acres from previously, they actually bordered us where our old property was. Howdy guys. And they had some beautiful white pines right out front, and they're like 60 feet tall, 30-40 feet wide. I mean, this tree is going to totally block everything we want to see back here. So that's probably going to move when it goes dormant this winter. Let me know your thoughts down below. Don't tell me it's got an 8-foot taproot yet, because I've already checked with tree experts, it does not. But I do want some help and advice on where to put it, where to move it, all that kind of stuff. Carl, what's up, brother? Why is he still hollering? Good grief. We have decided we're going to take this 16-foot gate out. I'm going to put a 12-foot gate in. That way the gate will swing both ways. Because right now this gate, it's pretty difficult to use it. I'm not even sure if it'll clear that tree. I'd try it, but I got it strapped off right now because I don't have a hitch post or a latch post. I have my infamous two-way gate latches. I've actually got a reel on Facebook. I just re-uploaded probably a month ago. I think it's got like 500,000 views, and people are hating on these gate latches. And I'm like, that's all I've ever used. I've never had a problem with them. You'll get some animals that figure them out, but eat that animal. You hear what I'm saying, Blue? You hear what I'm saying? Tipsy, can we have a talk, parent to parent? Yeah, okay, hang on a minute. I got a vent. How's everybody doing? Tipsy, you know when you told Sky to stand clear when she's trying to nurse? Because if you gotta go to the bathroom, it's gonna be on her head. I know. I've been telling Case, somebody's messing up this door, and every time Case drives it, it's messed up and I gotta fix it afterwards. Well, while this Can-Am has been fantastic, I have no regrets. When Case goes to drive it and he wants to shut the door, he's already moving before he shuts the door. Does that make sense? He's already driving before he shuts the door. Well, this frame twists and rolls. That ain't a roll cage. Okay, if you roll this, you're probably gonna get squished. You might have to roll it pretty hard, but nonetheless, that frame twists more than like a regular car would. And the problem is when you're going up and down hills or bumps and you're shutting the door, the latch is not matching the door frame and it's just bouncing it out of square. I finally figured it out yesterday. Finally figured it out that it's case DOS. True story. So we had a long talk about that. Basically, he's going to learn how to fix that door. These are the two-way gate latches that I speak of, just so we're clear. I get the black ones just because they'll match any gate we put out here, but they come in like 100 different colors. They're made in USA. And this is them right there. Morning, Sky. That's them right there. They just mount on. So, yep. What's up, buddy? What's up, buddy? Oh, blue eyes. Yeah. Baby. All right, let's get some cubes. I'll probably clean this thing once every 10 to 14 days, depending on how much rain we get. But I'm trying to keep track. I think it was last Thursday when I cleaned this. Yeah, it was Thursday. Nope, it was Friday because that's when I hurt my back. Tomorrow will be a week and it still looks pretty good. I would honestly drink that. It still looks pretty good. I can see the bottom. Taters. Dang, son. Definitely got to get some fly spray. It should be here today. They were out at Tractor Supply, but they shipped it to my door, so it should be here today. Uh-oh. Mama's moving. Everyone's gonna have to move. So I know, buddy. I know. There's a bunch more down there, though. I know. They've also got hay. This is just a snack to keep them honest. You're so big. You're so big. Bunny. We say, young lady. Miss Glory. You ready to share the baby yet? Oh, here comes your boyfriend. Oh my goodness. How did you maneuver it, boy? You must have dirt on Miss Glory. Goodness. Princess. Phineas. Still looking good. Junebug. Tipsy and Sky. Sky, hey, you got some green stuff on your head. Where'd you find green stuff? Look at the muscles on her. Goodness. I told you guys I'd kind of become a poopologist, a dungologist. But, see that right there? I know it's black and white. But those aren't worms, that's hay. And see how that poop is plopping? That's what you want. It's not too green that it looks like it's glowing. It's not too brown that it looks like it's blending in with the dirt. It's just right. So it's a healthy mix right now, which is awesome. And I tell you what, I love getting my hay from my neighbor. Casey's gonna fix his door as soon as I get back. Annie! So pretty. Speaking of stocky, goodness, wonder where she gets that. Love getting my hay from my neighbor because it's that native grass. It's what grows right here, or should have. If we had the pasture, it's what grows on our property, grows right at my neighbor's. Like the hay I'm feeding them borders the fence you guys see when we go down to the creek. So my cows are literally eating the grass that grows right here. And it's been really good. They're doing really well with it. I think that was a pterodactyl. I'm not sure. It was huge, whatever it was. So as far as the pond build goes, remember we've sidelined the pond to get the fence built. And then as far as a pond goes, I'm still on the fence of turning a dozer loose in here. I am. Because we get a lot of runoff whether the dozer comes in here or not. But if the dozer comes in here, he will likely change where the creek flows as we know it right now. But I don't want to take away from my dozer guy's intelligence. Like, Tim's very wise, does good things. He's very smart. He's very quick with the machine. And if I tell him where the creek is, if I show him, he'll stay away from it. And honestly, that creek, it winds through this 20 acres. Pretty good, but it's not like if Tim came in here with the dozer, the creek takes up the whole 20 acres. Does that make sense? Like, there's a definite line that you can see all the way through. And I really think we could turn him loose up here to take care of some of this stuff. To be frank, coming up on, I mean, this is year 2 in this house. We're gonna be approaching year 3. I'm ready to stop buying hay. I am. I'm ready to have enough grass that I don't need to buy hay. So let's talk cameras again. Yesterday, I told you guys I've got some of these all over the property, and I've been paying like $10 a month through T-Mobile for years. But this company right here through Reolink, they've come out with being able to buy 1 gig every 30 days instead of having to buy 5 gig every 30 days. And it doesn't roll over either, okay? If you don't use it, you lose it. Like, I don't use some of these cameras on this property. And if it was rolling over in the last 4.5 years, I'd have, I mean, 4 years is what, 48 months? I should have like 50 gig on some of these cameras available. I should be able to shut my payment plan off for like 4 years before I would ever run out of internet on some of these. But it just doesn't work that way. They charge you whether you use it or not. Regardless, I'm gonna link these in the top comment. I'll link my cameras in the top comment. And that's what I use. I talked about them yesterday, but I was paying $200 a month through T-Mobile, and now I'm gonna be paying $72 a month because you can buy smaller increments now with this company. So, and honestly, Reolink takes amazing care of me. I told you guys I'm on some influencer creator list, and twice a year I get new stuff. And so that's why I focus on this right now. You can actually go back to a year ago, and I was hanging a camera on a tree down there. It's what I've been doing. I bought these cameras before I could even afford them. My dad's got them, my brother's got them, we all use them. I can't show you the back of this because it's got my ICC ID number, but let me put this in that camera up there, and I'm gonna take that T-Mobile card out, and I can actually go cancel my T-Mobile subscription. So super excited. Had great success with T-Mobile. I've never had an issue, but $72 versus $200, that's a change I'm making. I keep a little screwdriver in the Can-Am just for this purpose, and a SIM removal tool. Whoop, come on. You guys ever tried to do this one-handed behind the camera? Look how little that thing is. Kick it off, kick it back on, and we'll confirm we've got a picture up here before we walk away. These are on the perimeter, so I put the camo ones on the perimeter. But like down by the creek and in the middle of the property, the lick tub, places like that, I just use the regular ones. I don't know why they don't make them all in camo, to be honest though. Got my solar panel hanging over there, so that way it picks up the sunlight. Hardly any of the animals actually come back here. Every now and then you'll see the calves and blue. Oh, looks like we're in business. That's all it takes right there. But I will say that Reolink has come a long ways, because prior to like last year, these weren't retained screws and you could drop them a lot, and it was very, very frustrating. So now they're captive screws. It makes it so much easier. Thanks for listening to Reolink. I'd like to say I actually inspired the camo. I think I thought that into existence, because nobody was using them as security cameras for a long time. They were just hanging them for like a doorbell camera. And then they saw that we were using them for security, and they were like, maybe these should be camo if they're hanging them on trees instead of stark white. I'm pretty sure I inspired that. You can't tell me otherwise. Ask my mom and my wife. You can't tell me otherwise about anything. that's that, man. Pretty simple. I've only got like a dozen more to go. But they've paid for themselves, man. I mean, I've figured out when animals were out. I've figured out when people were on our property. They have paid for themselves many, many times over. You know, and when you're able to do this like we are and have 40 acres, you've got to be able to watch it. I mean, we've got gates out here. We've got H-braces somebody could climb. Not to mention, I've seen beautiful wildlife I wouldn't see if we didn't have these cameras. So it's totally worth it to us. No regrets. Well, I'll tell you what. It's so hot. Goodness. Let's drive down to the mailbox. I got to get something. And I got to share a story with you guys. Remember a couple weeks ago, hang on, let me back out and not back over anything. A couple weeks ago when I brought up an issue I'm having with, let's call them the Blue Water Jug Company. Okay, I believe here in America, you know what I'm talking about. Our well house has a filter in it and a softener and something else. I don't even know what it is. And they want a monthly fee to keep those things in check. About $20 a machine. There's 2 of them that they service. But they only want to come out every 6 months. But you pay monthly, about 50 bucks. And when they come out, they're supposed to bring salt, distilled water, in our case, because we have a chlorinator, and they're supposed to bring a filter. A filter that I can buy on Amazon for 68 bucks. See where this is going? Or I can buy from them for 75. For 75, they install it. For 68, I install it. For the few bucks and the fact that they leave salt for free, we've had it for about a year. So we've just been paying the fee. But recently we had a tech come out that actually watches the channel, unbeknownst to us. He actually went to high school with Ray, so we trust him. He disclosed to us that with the amount of iron in our water, we really need to be changing our filters every 3 months. Well, that's okay. That's $300 a year to make sure that my hot water heater, my softener, my appliances, my fridge, everything that uses water in our house, for $300 a year out of pocket, I can make sure that there's not too much iron in those appliances. Small change when a good filtration system can be $5,000, $10,000, $15,000. It gets better, hang on. So on top of that, we're supposed to have an iron filter, right? That's what they're supposed to bring us. Well, it turns out the last person that was here brought us a carbon filter. And we don't have a carbon issue. What it means is when you have carbon, it's usually for like odors, chlorine, things like that. Iron is a completely different filter. A carbon filter doesn't really do anything for iron. So we've actually been leaking iron into our house. But that was the only one the previous tech had on his truck when he was out here, so that's why we got a carbon filter. Whew, you with me yet? So anyway, when the previous one was here, July 11th, and I asked you guys if anybody pays this or is it ridiculous, a dozen of you sent me emails and said, hey, I'm 84 years old and I changed my own, Chad. Cancel that service. We gave it the old, looky-loo. We looked at our budget, we figured some things out, and we gave them the benefit of the doubt. And we called them back and told us to bring us the right filter. So on July 11th, they finally send a guy out. He's out of stock of the filters. Tells me he'll be back within a day with another filter. He never shows up. I text him a day later. I text him a day after that. I call him. He doesn't answer. I've got a screenshot of it right here. Like literally texting and calling the guy's personal phone number because he did let me know when he got here the first time he came out. He never brought us a filter. Never showed up. So finally I had to call the office. And they were like, oh yeah, we have some in stock. Why don't you stop by? Because I pay you to do it. Why would I? No, that's not how it works. I want you to come do it. I pay you for that. Oh, okay, we'll send somebody out. A week goes by, they don't show up. Another week goes by, they don't show up. Now we're 1st of August, present day. And I called them and I said, hey, is anybody going to bring that? They're out of stock. Again. So I ordered one off Amazon. It'll be here tomorrow. It took 48 hours to get here. It's no big deal. And I realized I'm not buying, 500, 600, 1,000 of them, whatever they're buying. But they're a water company. they should be able to get them quicker than I can. Long story short, we canceled the service this morning. Just told them we don't need any more. It's okay. There's other blue water companies that we can call and they'll come service it. Maybe their service is a little bit better than one we were attached to. And they were like, all right, I kid you not. They replied and said, well, we really hate to see you go. I'd really like to make this right. Is there anything I can do? And I said, no. Against everything in me, I replied. And Ray, by the way, has been in my ear going, cancel it, get rid of them. Against everything in me, I just said, no, thank you, not at this time. We're just going to find another solution, another system to go with, which just means I'm going to call another company and see if they want to service it or find out from you guys if I really need to even worry about that. But anyway, I was polite in my response. This is today. About an hour later, I get an email. About 30 minutes ago, actually, I get an email that says, okay, I've canceled your plans. The final bill is $10.72. Are you kidding me? Does this bill come from the July 11th? Like, is this a prorated thing that I'm supposed to be paying for from July 11th when you didn't have what you were supposed to have? All right, if you've made it this far in the video, my problems could always be someone else's blessings. I understand that. But when you pay for something, it comes down to service. And I'm not getting the service I'm paying for. That's what happens. That's how you lose customers. Okay? I could leave a Google review for this business. I've done that under the name Doss Farms. So it means it gets like thousands of views instead of 1 or 2 on a local business. Because every time I leave a Google review, it actually tells some of you guys. So I could go leave a review under Doss Farms over there. But I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to let it go. So anyway, we'll see what happens. Hopefully they can waive the $10 fee. Because it would have cost me more than that to drive over there and get my own filter I pay them to do that he just didn't have on his truck. And to be honest, I'm kind of wondering if he did have it on his truck but just forgot or maybe didn't want to jack with it. I don't know. You guys are now going to watch me change filters. Not today, they're coming tomorrow. But watch me watch paint dry, watch me watch stain dry, watch build a fence, watch weeds grow, feed animals. Now you're going to watch me learn how to be a filter man. And a softening and a filtering and a retention tank and I think that's a softener. I have no idea. Somebody should really email me and tell me what all this stuff does. Anyway, with that said, I love and appreciate every single one of you guys. T-shirts linked down below, cameras linked down below. Thank you all so much for hanging out no matter what we do. This is life, man. This is red tape. I'm not trying to piggyback off on anybody on YouTube. I'm not trying to be anybody but Chad. Ray's not trying to be anybody but Ray. We're just out here doing our thing. Like it, leave it, love it. We appreciate you guys. Y'all be good. Don't work too hard. Don't make it weird. God bless. Deuces.